In our last video, we looked at the positive externality from the demand side. So we talked about, well, they're underproduced, so we want to subsidize them so we can reach our marginal social benefit. So if we give the consumer money to buy this good, they'll have more demand for the good, and as a result, we'll reach the socially efficient price and quantity. There's another way that these are approached as well, depending on the school you're at or the person who's teaching you, and that's to look at the externality or the positive externality from the supply side. And essentially in this example, what we're going to do is we're just going to say that, instead of saying that the subsidy increases demand, we're going to say that the subsidy increases supply. And the reason that that is sometimes viewed in that way is because, when you provide a subsidy but it can only be used for a certain good, it effectively is like lowering the cost of that good. Or because it can only be used for that good, it's going to eventually end up in the hands of the sellers, which makes it a reduction in cost. So you could also say that we reach the marginal, or that we get to that point by increasing or by subsidizing the good, because that would lower the supply. So that would give us then a greater quantity of the good in the marketplace, and it would be sold at a lower price. So as you can imagine already, as you can imagine already, there's a couple of issues with this just from the terminology perspective, right? First of all, you're not going to draw a supply curve and call it the marginal social benefit, right? And then secondly, it's hard to say that subsidizing something increases, or it's as it increases the supply, well, the price isn't actually going to fall of the item that's in question. So, from a bigger perspective, it's technically correct to draw it this way, and you can get points for it on the AP exam. However, it's a little harder to keep everything straight in your head just given the terminology and some of the inconsistencies that you'd run into. So this is just something that we wanted to expose you guys to, so in case you come across it, or if it's something that you encounter in another book or website, I understand that both of those are acceptable methods.